All right, I'm out front of this place on Garfield, and so I just want to give you a feel for the area. Well, first of all, here's the property. It's right here. It's a pretty big corner lot, and then the studio is over there. The garage is kind of a semi-converted studio. I'll show you. And looking east down Garfield towards Broadway, you're about 3 blocks away from Broadway, which is a little bit busier street, but you're plenty insulated here. And so access is good. And then I guess I'm facing south right now, and you're not very far. I mean, less than a mile from Boise State University. So there's a lot of these places back here are Airbnbs for student families and people coming for football games, and then rentals for students. There's a lot of that here, but it's a pretty nice, quiet area. There's a big park called Manitowo Park, which is tucked in right back here. Yeah, it's a nice, quiet area and really great access to downtown and to Boise State, and it's not far from the airport either. So anyhow, this is a super unique property. I'm just going to walk around the sides so that you can get a feel for the outside real quick. There's a ditch here, an irrigation ditch. I don't know if there's no water in it now because it's not irrigation season. I don't know if water would be running through there normally or not. My guess is probably not. But anyhow, so as I'm walking up to the house, you can see they've got pavers that have been cemented in here. And then the landscaping it's pretty basic, but there's some bushes and trees and stuff around here that are fairly well kept. Just the areas are not defined. You can see like there's a bush here, and it's got some rocks around it. It's just not a defined space. Anyhow, walking around the side of the house, sort of a defined garden bed here. You've got your AC unit, which is a pretty new. See if I can see the date on there real quick. I don't see a manufacture date looking at it just real quickly, but it can't be more than a couple years old. So it's a pretty new unit. And then the back of the house, there's really not a heck of a lot on there. You've just got a few feet of space here. And then you can see next door, you've got pretty nicely kept little single family home there. And then your crawl space access is on the side right here. So there's a gate there that'll take us to the back, but I'm going to go through the house. Just to point out while I'm here, you've got mostly original wood windows. There's a vinyl window here. And the siding, it's original siding. You can see the trim is probably just original wood trim. You've got some aluminum screens and storm windows on there too. This one's vinyl too, so maybe 50-50 vinyl windows and original wood windows. But this place is funky, and not necessarily in a bad way. It's a very unique house. The studio looks like it's set up like an art studio, so I think an artist probably lives here and has done some unique things. So just to give you a feel for the layout of the main house. So you walk in, you're in the living room, and so just a living space here. You can see this big box against the wall is actually a Murphy bed here, and it did say, I think in the notes, that some of this stuff was negotiable if you wanted to keep. But so possible extra living or sleeping space there, but pretty good sized living room. It's probably 12 feet by, it's the entire width of the house. I don't know, 12 by 40 feet, something like that. So they've got little dining area set up over here. You've got original red oak floors. As we get into the bedrooms and stuff, some of it looks like it's been covered up. And then I think this is oak, it might be pine, but siding. So that probably was originally drywall or plaster, and I think somebody's come through and just kind of put that around as a design element, and it looks pretty cool. So anyhow, if I go back down this hallway, you've got bathroom, bedroom, and your furnace and water heater. You see there's a little closet or stairs that go up to the second bedroom, and then kitchen and laundry are back through there. So I'm gonna head down this stairwell or this hallway to start. So the wood floors continue through the hallway, and then bathroom is here immediately to the right. It's a pretty good sized bathroom. It's probably 8 by 10 feet. Some of it a little bit dated, but it's kind of funky like the house. So got kind of dated vinyl flooring, and we've got a 4-foot vanity here. There's just some storage space along that wall there. Then you've got a fiberglass bathtub with this is just a fiberglass surround. So it looks like it's tile, but it's fiberglass. And then obviously your toilet here and a little bit of storage. So functional bathroom. I mean, you could probably do a few things to update it, but it looks like it's in good physical shape. Then next to there is a bedroom, and it looks like this is a different type of flooring in here. I can't tell what, it might be beech wood or it could be oak, but different type of flooring in here. It's kind of a small bedroom. That's a twin bed. This room is probably 9 by 10 feet, something like that. But there's, I guess this would be the closet, but there's not really a traditional closet to speak of. So bedroom number 1, and then you've just got this old closet at the end of the hall. Gas water heater, gas furnace. I didn't see dates on either one of them. The water heater looks pretty new though. It's probably not more than a couple years old. The furnace, it's not super old, but it's definitely not new. I mean, I would probably say it's about 8 years old, something along those lines. So heading back to this staircase, and I just wanted to point something out that, like, the hallway here, you could close the hallway off. They've got these barn doors. There's a couple of them, so you could close that door and completely shut off this hallway. Oh, I just took it off the track. There, fixed it. And then they've got another door at the end of the hall here that you can open up, and the stairway is right there, but I mean, you'd have to step up 4 feet to get there. So I'm not sure why it's here, but it's definitely an interesting element. You can see there's a little like glass hinge door up top there too. So you could open that whole thing up. And then if I come around the corner here, obviously I can approach the staircase from head on, and there's another barn door where I could close that off if you wanted to. There's some shelves built in behind it. And then I can come around the corner over here, and there's another door. So I could come in behind the stairs here. And I'm not sure, it's not terribly functional, but it's interesting for sure. So there's that door right there. So anyhow, open this back up and we'll go back up the stairs. And as you can see, it's a spiral staircase. It's pretty narrow, and I'm very clumsy, so I'm going to take my time. But as we come up here to the top of the staircase, there's like a little sitting area here. And then if I turn around behind me, you've got a long, narrow bedroom here. And it's pretty good space. I'm over 6 feet tall, and I'm right there on the ceiling. So the ceiling is about 6 feet tall. It's probably 6'4", something like that. But this room is probably 10 feet wide by 30 feet. Queen size bed. So, I mean, there's plenty of space up here. It's actually a really cool, kind of quiet space. Definitely better than, at least from a privacy standpoint, it's better than having another bedroom downstairs. Although the staircase is kind of funky. So bear with me while I head back down the stairs. And finally, coming back around the corner, this is just a little broom closet here, but for your kitchen. And the kitchen has same oak floors. It's a good sized kitchen for an older house, probably 10 by 18 feet. But you've got a laundry setup on one side, obviously a gas stove. You've got counter space over there. And then your fridge is kind of tucked into the corner. I mean, from a functionality standpoint, you could do a lot to expand your counter space and stuff here, but it's a nice wide open space. So access to the studio in the backyard or back through this door in the kitchen. And the lot is actually pretty big, but so you walk out back here and there's a big patio, and this patio is probably 25 by 25 feet. It's really big. And then they've got, obviously you've got these posts and pillars. They've got a shade, and then basically like some steel siding over there just to provide a little privacy. But it's a cool patio. So I'll give you a look from the other side. But if I walk past the patio, obviously there's the studio, and then kind of a low maintenance backyard back here. You've got native grasses and some bushes. There's a fire pit over there. So, I mean, this would be pretty easy to take care of. There's a little bit of grass that you'd have to maintain, but not a heck of a lot. So I'm going to turn around so you can see the other side of the patio here, but it's kind of cool. They've got it set up with that panel so that there's really some privacy back there. So heading back over to the studio, there's a couple entrances, and just for your reference, there's a an alleyway right behind us. I'll go peek at that. Sorry, this is turning out to be a very long video. I'm usually quicker, but this house it's unique. So just alleyway right behind here. So that's Garfield Road right there. And then this is just looking north. So studio, in order to make it like a separate Airbnb living space, it needs some work for sure, but it's interesting. There's some cool stuff going on here. So there's two entrances. So I just came into the back entrance, and this is the kitchen / bathroom, which in my mind I would like those two areas separated. But you've got your refrigerator here, obviously, bathtub, toilet, sink, and then they just have a little setup over here with a microwave. So I mean, it's definitely like, it's not a full-blown setup. There's not a full kitchen in here. You would need to do a little bit more. But this room here is about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 14 feet by 15 feet. Good size room. You can see that like there's some patching and stuff on the walls, so that could be buttoned up and cleaned up a little bit. Then if I walk through this door here, you're in, essentially it's the garage, but it's been converted into a studio. You can see the garage door is right there. And then there's like a platform. I'm standing up on a platform, and then this might be the original garage floor down here. It's actually brick, which is kind of cool. That might be something that they installed later, but it's kind of a cool feature. But it's interesting. This guy's, whoever it is, there's pottery wheels and kilns and paintings and all kinds of stuff going on here. But I don't think, I'll go look in the back and double check. I don't think that this studio has its own electrical service, which isn't necessarily a big deal, but you'd need to probably bring more power at her if you wanted to put an oven in here, either that or gas. But anyway, back to business. This garage is probably 15 feet by about 30 feet. There's plenty of space in here. I mean, you could very easily make this into a really cool studio. It would take a little bit of effort, but there's some cool elements here. I mean, you've got this, let me get a little closer, but you've got this plank wall here that you could really do some cool stuff with and play off of. You may or may not want to keep the roll-up garage door, may or may not want to keep the rafters, depending on how rustic you want it to feel. But you could very easily put a bed and maybe build a little closet in here, and it could be a really cool, interesting space. It just needs, it's 80% of the way there. Over here, I guess here's what I would probably do. I would probably put a kitchenette in this corner right here. I'd probably put a little stove, a little fridge, some counter space, and then just have this be a big bathroom. No point in mixing those two spaces, but yeah, I mean, you've already got all your plumbing and everything in here, and it wouldn't be too much to put some plumbing in this wall and create a spot for another sink. But have this be a big bathroom, and you'd have a big wide open studio in here with a bed and a little kitchenette, and I think you'd be golden. It's a pretty cool spot. So anyhow, that is the tour of this place. I guess the last thing, I just didn't show you this side of the yard. So not a whole lot else to show, but like right here, just got a little grass space, and that tree, I mean, no grass is going to grow under that tree, so it's just kind of an open space. But there you have it.